afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're at. My name's Brian, and this is my little show. Well, I tried to upload my podcast to my Brian's video blog and podcasting page, but since Facebook made these meta changes, it just fucked everything up. Excuse my language. I just wanted to come on and make a little broadcast and speak truth and facts about the lies and disinformation and misinformation that the Republicans are pushing about crime. Yes, crime is on the rise, but if you do any little bit of research, which conservative Republicans refuse to do because they are brain dead, uh, the most states and the most cities where crime and shootings and murder are up are run and controlled by conservative Republicans. Again, simple truth, simple fact. So don't believe the garbage that they are saying, especially like the retard criminal uh, Mehmet Oz. You know, he's lying. In fact, Mehmet Oz knows nothing about governing anything except a scam TV show where he misled and hurt a lot of people with his fake remedies and made millions of dollars doing it. Just like the retard Trump. Again, simple fact, simple truth. I will not lie for anyone or for any reason. Again, I stress this all the time. Uh, again, it's a simple fact, simple truth. Look it up. It takes you 10, 20 minutes tops. Again, to find out what I just said is truth. It's not hype. It's not Republican. It's a fact. They are pushing false narratives to scare people into voting for them so they can take control and do more damage to this country, even more than they did over the last 6 years. Think about it. The problems we are in right now were caused by Republican conservative policies put in place and signed into action because of their false orange god Trump. Basic economics tells you this. And again, history proves me to be correct. You know, it's insane. But as you can tell so far, conservative Republicans do not give a damn about you, me, the country, the flag, the Constitution. All they care about is money and power. That's it. How many of them right now have put out policies that will better the country? Not one. Not one. They talk a lot of crap, bullshit, you know, whatever you want to call it, but it's not truth and fact. Just like they keep denying to reinstate the Fairness Doctrine Act, which was taken away by Ronald Reagan and the conservative Republicans. The start of fake news. In fact, yes, it's a fact. And again, history proves me correct. Look it up. Look it up. I hope you people out there, especially you new voters, you young voters, who can think, who can use their God given brain and their God given ability to reason, are opening your eyes and your ears, listening, looking, and seeing and hearing what Republican conservatives are doing to this country. They have been crapping on the law and the Constitution for 6 years. Again, simple fact. And their judges that they put on the Supreme Court have been doing the same thing, crapping on the law, crapping on the Constitution, and crapping on the will of the people. That's why Republican conservatives put these illegal, fascist, moronic people on the Supreme Court. Look at Judge Thomas, who's a piece of shit in and of himself, him and his corrupt wife. They have turned the Supreme Court into a kangaroo court. It's no longer the trusted Supreme Court. Republican conservatives destroyed it. Again, simple truth, simple fact. Thomas should not be judging anything that has to deal with the January 6th attacks on our capital. Why? Because his wife was involved completely. She was in an occult before she got married to Thomas. Look it up. That's why she was so susceptible to this false born God called Trump and his lies, bigotry, hate, and plain stupidity. The tariffs that he put in place, along with the conservative Republicans, caused part of the problems we're having financially right now in this country. We had to take billions of dollars. I think it was 12 billion to bail out farmers because of the China tariffs that Trump and conservative Republicans put in place. Look it up. Look it up. If I can find out the truth, you can too if you want to. I'm sorry I'm not using my good webcam. I'm dealing with my dog Honey. She's sick. So I didn't have time to hook it up, and I can't make a real long broadcast. I got to keep an eye on her. It is 4:05 a.m. here in Pennsylvania, where a lot of Trump retards are, and I don't understand why. I really don't to this day. I don't understand why they would vote for Mehmet Oz whatsoever, other than they are dim-witted. They may have an education, but they're simple-minded. They're dim-witted, as Scripture says. Scripture tells us that the dim-witted will be controlled by the principalities and the devil. Why? Because they refuse to think. They refuse to look up truth and fact, which would set them free, but they choose to stay in denial, which allows evil to keep corrupting their mind and heart. As I've spoken before, the devil cannot make you do anything. So says Scripture. The devil is a lion with no teeth. He can roar as loud as he wants. That means he can whisper in your ear thoughts, feelings, and things. It is up to you to discern the difference between good and evil. So says Scripture. Read your Bible. What? Well, my name. Sorry, I didn't get to use a lot of my sound effects. I wanted to really have a good time with it today, or early. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Early evening or early morning. But again, yeah, it's a fact. Look at the stats and the statistics all over the country, and everywhere where Republican conservatives are in total power is where crime is on the rise. Drastic. Again, just look it up. As I said, if I can do it, you can. Don't believe they're garbage. Again, look what they do, not what they say. Because conservative Republicans in power are hypocrites. They will lie to you, cheat you, and steal from you for nothing more than money and power. The only thing that they have put in writing as their so-called policies for the future is to take away your Social Security, which has nothing to do with the debt. Even Ronald Reagan said it has nothing to do with the deficit, nothing. Then they will take away your health care and give massive tax cuts, well, even more massive tax cuts in corporate welfare to the rich that own the conservative Republican Party, which is the real deep state. Democrats, liberals, progressives have nothing to do with it. Again, all you got to do is open your eyes, open your ears, look, listen, and see. Republicans will talk over here while they're stealing from you over here. And they've been doing it for years. They've been raiding Social Security for years and refuse to return that money back to Social Security. They steal it and keep it for themselves. Again, simple truth, simple fact. My name's Brian. This is my little show. Please stay safe out there. Use your God given brain, your God given ability to reason and think, and vote Democrat to save this country. Because if Republican conservatives take power again with these fucking retards that are out there pushing false information about the 2020 election and pushing other fake and uh, disinformation and misinformation about COVID and everything else, we lost our democracy. It's hanging by a thread right now because of Republican conservative actions and policies. It has nothing to do with Democrats. Think about it. Again, my name's Brian. This is my little show. Be a blessing to the world and to the country. Take care of yourselves and each other. Much love, peace, and honor to you all.